The MMA community is buzzing about the much-anticipated showdown between Colby Covington and Leon Edwards. We've gone ahead and gathered predictions from some of the top UFC fighters to give you an inside look into how the pros see this epic battle unfolding. Let's jump right in. Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal acknowledged that Colby has the ability to turn the fight with Leon into a wrestling match, suggesting that Colby might repeatedly attempt to cling to Leon's leg instead of engaging in a striking contest. Masvidal hypnotized that Colby might resort to this strategy more intensely than Leon can counter. He emphasizes that while Leon isn't the most proficient in defending against takedowns, Usman had managed to prevent Leon from securing takedowns and controlling him on the ground. Masvidal drew the distinction between the defensive wrestling abilities of Usman and Leon, hitting that Leon could face challenges in the fight. Nevertheless, he concluded that, like he had mentioned earlier, Leon could give a tough competition. Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman spoke about the growing confidence he's observed in Leon, emphasizing that self-belief is potent. He stressed that if Leon genuinely trusts his capabilities, he has a strong chance in the fight. However, Usman also recognized Colby's skills, noting that while Colby's fighting style might appear unorthodox, it's undeniably effective. Usman concluded his remarks by expressing his uncertainty about the outcome, admitting he's split down the middle on who might win. Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier starts by pointing out that the emergence of a new champion is revitalizing, especially for Colby Covington, whose championship dreams seem over after 2 losses to Usman. However, with a new champion in the picture, Colby might see a competitor who, if one recalls past fights, has been taken down multiple times. Cormier emphasized 2 of Colby's standout qualities: his remarkable stamina, which ensures he wrestles and stays aggressive throughout a fight, and his tenacity in identifying and targeting his opponent's vulnerabilities. He mentioned that regardless of one's personal feelings about Colby, one must acknowledge his fighting spirit and competitive nature. Cormier also suggested that from a stylistic perspective, Colby poses a formidable challenge for the new champion, Leon "Rocky" Edwards. Yet Cormier was hesitant to bet against Leon after witnessing his performance against Masvidal. He remarked on Leon's impressive record, noting that apart from a loss to Usman some time ago and a no-contest match with Bilal Muhammad, Leon has been virtually unbeatable. Cormier believes that people who doubt Leon's capabilities might be relying on outdated impressions of him from around 2015. Cormier commended Leon's striking skill, endurance, and takedown defense, hinting at a potential challenge for Colby. Michael Chiesa. Michael Chiesa began by expressing that he believes Colby Covington offers a distinct set of challenges for Leon Edwards, particularly due to Colby's southpaw stance, which could negate some of Leon's more potent strikes. He emphasizes Colby's capacity to maintain a high pace in the fight. Chiesa also mentioned his connection with Kevin Roberts, Colby's former college coach, giving him a shout-out. Roberts has informed Chiesa about Colby's extraordinary endurance, highlighting that even during his college years, Colby exhibited this exceptional stamina. Chiesa emphasized that such a quality wasn't developed during Colby's MMA career. It's something inherent in him. Chiesa noted that Colby tends to aggressively engage in wrestling offensive without concern for fatigue. He can seamlessly transition between different takedown techniques without getting drained. Chiesa pointed out that in fights, when a fighter invests considerable effort in takedowns without success, it can be incredibly exhausting and can undermine their confidence. However, this conventional wisdom doesn't apply to Colby, according to Chiesa. He proposed that irrespective of the fight's location, whether it's in Salt Lake City, London, or elsewhere, Colby has the ability to make Leon feel as if he's fighting in high-altitude conditions due to the intense pace he sets. Chiesa concluded his comments by praising Leon's tactical approach, emphasizing that his fight IQ, strategy, and decision-making are highly commendable and stand out in the MMA world. Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping shared his views on Colby Covington's approach, mentioning that he expects Colby to push the pace more than others might. He doesn't believe Colby will be as hesitant or concerned about the potential repercussions or actively engaging in the fight. Bisping speculates that Colby might be a bit quicker, although he might not possess the same striking power as some of other fighters. However, he emphasized Colby's stamina and the relentless pace he can set, suggesting these aspects could pose some different challenges for Leon Edwards. Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo highlighted one particular trait of Colby Covington, his aggressive start. He compared Colby's approach to that of fighters like Merab Dvalishvili, emphasizing their exceptional wrestling threshold. He pointed out that fighters who don't match this intensity might find themselves overwhelmed at the risk of getting hurt. He also remarked on Colby's unique ability to promote a fight, noting that Colby constantly talks trash, which he referred to as chirping and talking shizness, to hype up about and engage the audience. Kenny Florian expressed that based on Leon Edwards' impressive victory over Usman, he's well positioned to face someone of Colby Covington's caliber. However, Florian emphasized that Edwards should be mentally and physically prepared for a grueling 25-minute encounter with Covington. While he acknowledges that Edwards might have the technical advantage, he pointed out that, much like fighter Arib Devilishvili, Colby possesses an unyielding and relentless approach in the octagon. Kevin Holland believes that while many people might want Leon to win due to the general dislike for Covington, it's likely that Covington will emerge victorious. He thinks that Covington brings a unique fighting style. Even though both fighters possess pressure in their tactics, Covington might not have the same striking quality. However, Holland thinks that Covington's wrestling is more aggressive than Usman's, and this might be the deciding factor in the fight. Holland acknowledges that many might agree with this assessment. Dan Hardy finds the potential matchup between Leon and Covington intriguing. He suggests that Covington has the capability to push the fight into his own comfort zone using his wrestling skills. Hardy observes that Leon sometimes tends to be too passive, staying on the back foot. Drawing parallels with Usman, Hardy feels that if Usman had employed more wrestling, he could have worn Leon down. Given that Covington managed to do against Usman, Hardy implies that Covington might not opt for an outside game against Leon. Sean O'Malley commented that he believes Colby Covington hasn't received enough recognition. He recalled that when Covington began adopting his current persona about 4 to 5 years ago, even he had his reservations and didn't understand Covington's approach. However, O'Malley's perspective has since changed, and he's now intrigued by the Colby Chaos Covington character. He appreciates it and expressed his interest in seeing a fight between Colby and Leon. John Anik described the prospective fight as potentially beautiful. He noted that even though he and Covington may have differences, he respects Covington's patriotic sentiment. Anik finds it commendable how Covington often showcases his American pride, especially when challenging UK fighters, referencing Edwards' win over Usman. Anik mentioned it's rare to see an American fight embrace the national flag as passionately as Covington does, and he values that gesture. These were the opinions given by UFC fighters. Now, let's see what Colby himself has to say. Colby Covington. He said that he thinks the fight with Leon would be a good match because different fighting styles matter a lot. He noticed that Leon doesn't do well against fighters who use a left-handed stance, called southpaw. He remembered a time when he saw Usman, who is sometimes called Marty, using the stance, which was surprising. Colby thinks Usman saw this as a weak point in Leon. Colby also talks about a time when Leon had difficulty against a fighter named Brian Barbara, who Colby mistakenly calls Brandon Brian Barbara. Brian, who fights left-handed, was able to land a good hit on Leon. Because of this, many people thought Brian won the match because he's left-handed. He thinks that Leon has trouble against left-handed fighters, which would be an advantage for him. Colby is sure that he has more drive and skill than Leon and is sure that he can show Leon's weaknesses in a fight. Later on, Colby talked about how exciting their potential fight could be, especially with the USA versus England storyline. He highlighted the difference in their winning streaks and thinks the fans will really enjoy the match. He also said that he thinks that Leon might be feeling defeated already and told him to train hard for their fight. However, Colby is confident that no matter how hard Leon trains, he won't be able to beat him. Colby finished by saying that he, known as Colby Chaos Covington, will be the clear welterweight champion. And there you have it, insightful predictions on the Covington vs. Edwards matchup from the very best in the UFC. What do you think? Who do you think will come on top? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop for more MMA analysis and predictions, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Until next time, fight fans, keep the passion burning and stay tuned for more action.